I think I'm destroying my family and I'm not handling it well. I don't know these things work in the sub. Just wanna say for obvious reasons, I wish to keep this anonymous. Thank you. I'm a 25-year-old male with a wife of 2 years. We have a beautiful little girl who we accidentally had when we were 18, no regrets obviously. She is 6 as of right now and she and my wife are everything to me. I work in a dangerous field. It pays well and was something I got into when we found out she was pregnant. I make good enough money that my wife can pursue her dream of doing an online business now that our daughter is in school. My childhood best friend also joined me in this field. We were both directionless after high school, so we jumped into this together and he was my bro for life. I say it was because I watched him die on the job a couple weeks ago. A mistake was made by one of our fellow coworkers and it resulted in his death. He left behind a girlfriend and a 1-year-old little girl as well. I had to break the news to his GF on my own and it was tough. I told her I'd make sure that whatever her and the kid needs, I would be there. I've already assisted in bills and I've been by a few times to console her. With this, I've also been hitting the gym to keep my mind off things while also letting my anger and frustrations empty themselves. Because of this, I haven't been home a lot this lately. Last night I got back very late and my wife was up, asking where I've been and what's been going on. I told her that I had just been working long hours and been stressed from work, so I've been taking drives to relax. She mentioned my friend's GF came by the house on Saturday asking where I was. So she didn't believe me. She asked, "Do we need to talk about something?" And I just said, "No, everything is fine," and she kept pestering me about why she was at our door and, "Something not adding up with you lately and I wanna understand," and something went off in my head and I started raising my voice and said, "There's nothing to talk about, we're good," and our daughter came out in the middle of us going back and forth saying she wet the bed. My wife looked at me, quietly and sternly said, "I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to get your shit together, we need you and it feels like you went missing and I don't feel like I can rely on you," and she took our daughter tonight/yesterday night depending on when you're reading this. I've been crying a lot lately and it's just not something I want them to see. It's not something I want to talk about or really know how to. It's the hardest thing I've had to deal with in my life to this point, as I'm not a super emotional person. Most of my life, I really had to look over myself as my dad wasn't around and my mom had her own issues that prevented her from being a great mother, but I don't blame her for it. Usually I've been able to figure it out, but I also always had my bro and now I don't. His own little family needs help too and I just feel like shit really the fan and I don't even know if I've fully processed it. That's not even including the fact that I don't know if I'm losing my own family at this rate. I don't feel comfortable about so much right now and I don't think it's fair to put that on anyone else's either. I don't know if it's an ego thing or me trying to be the man, but, truthfully I don't even know. It feels better typing this out and just posting this to the internet. Feels like I'm at least getting it out. So thanks, random internet strangers. Edit, wanna make this clear, I did reach out to my wife and asked her to come home and that we can talk about what's been going on and she agreed, but that, I have a lot of explaining to do, which is fair. Also thrilled that this managed to somehow turn into me cheating with my dead friend's GF, nice Reddit. The few responses that are helpful and respectful, I do appreciate that. Just too many here are chronically online and try to spread their misery. Update. So after begging my wife and daughter to come home, I told her I'd lay it out and I'd be an open book. They got home later Monday night, and we had a late dinner. I just wanted to spend some time with them, especially my daughter, so we put her to bed kind of late. After that, my wife and I sat down, I told her the full rundown. Initially, she felt disappointed I kept it from her, saying that wasn't fair to her and I need to be a better communicator. She didn't care about the money really, just more so how I kept her in the dark for so long and that I don't need to tackle everything on my own. Which I appreciated. She then asked me to really talk about it and how I'm feeling about everything, trying to understand where I'm at, and basically consoling me. We did that for about an hour and there were a few tears, but again, I wasn't trying to be an emotional slab. She understood why I've been distant and been getting home late, and now it makes more sense why she came around and she forgives me for all that. I told her I would like to keep helping them, and that we have more than enough money to do so until we can either get a payout, sue, or all the above for them. I would also like her and the kid around more, as she understands how close I was with them and how I see them as my sister and niece at this point. She was close with the GF years ago too when we were younger. She agreed on all that with the condition I drop down to 4/12s a week. She said if we can afford to help them, I can also afford to take more time off to explore therapy and spend more time with our family. She's been wanting to talk to me about it for a little while, and this was the condition she wanted because she did feel like it was a bit of a betrayal, so I could tell she was leveraging a bit. As she said, we aren't supposed to have those kind of secrets, and I just pulled her close and told her, I can do that, and we hugged and I gave her a kiss. We laid on the couch for a bit just talking and I definitely felt better putting it behind us. So now I'm Tuesday through Friday starting next week. I'm looking into both a grief and communications therapist since she wants me to work on communicating better, and she said she'll want to attend every once in a while too to see how it's going. She also asked to keep an open mind to moving to a different part of the company for safety reasons down the road as well. I know some requested a little update, and now that everything is settled, figured I'd share. Despite some of the awful people that were replying and accusing me of infidelity, there were a good number of people who were trying to be helpful, and I appreciate that. You take the good and bad, and with that, I hope this maybe helps others. Thanks guys and girls.